Okay, so this is One Deck Dungeon again. Let's give it another go. Now, this recording stuff. My rogue's pretty kitted out now. I completely finished this healing progression, so it gives me a few extra bonuses. So I get an extra potion. I get an extra 1 point of heal from any potion. I get 1 point of heal when I change floors, and I get 1 point of heal whenever I end a boss round. So there's only one boss, but it's like done if depending on how long it takes you to kill it or it to kill you, it is counted as a round. Like once you've used all your dice, so technically I get 1 free point of heal each time, I guess. And also I get an extra skill down here. I have a few to choose from, but I like precision. So we're just going to do the easy one just for the purpose of showing off the game again. I don't really need anything extra on the rogue. So we just open the doors, or find the doors, so that takes time. So you can see this is like my overall time, and then once this timer runs out you have to get down to the next floor. And floors are have effects up here. So basically these are like bonuses to the enemies, and then the further you go down the tougher the enemies get because of these bonuses. The enemies technically don't really change depending on which floor you're on. It's just literally the bonuses on the floor that changes. It's kind of an interesting way to do it. So we're going to try and pick this lock. We will gamble, I guess, one. I don't remember what difficulty I was on. Am I on? Oh, okay, I'm on hard, am I? And then basically, small boxes, you have to match the number or get higher than the number. And the colour is important as well. And then large boxes like this, the wider ones, you can put any number of dice in, because obviously you can't roll an 8. So I can put in 2 4s, but I can't put it in until I deal with this. You'll see that 2 is flashing because it's got a green armor on it. Basically you have to match any armor first before it will let you deal with any of the other boxes. So now that I've matched the numbers and everything's covered, I don't need these dice, and you'll see down here I've got no consequences. If I take one of these out again, you'll see it's showing me what will happen at the end of it if I didn't deal with this box, and I would lose some of my health and a bit more time. So while it wouldn't kill me, the game can carry on until you run out of health, so this trap wouldn't have actually killed me at all. You wouldn't get any, you would take damage, you still get to loot even if you don't kill them. Well, most things. There are a couple enemies that you don't get to loot, but basically yeah, the game doesn't actually end if you don't win a fight, which is kind of clever. And you can run away if you think like it's not worth it, but you just waste a bit of time if you do choose to run away. So it's not really good to run away, but at the same time sometimes you just have to. This is going to do 2 points of damage to me. I can probably cover everything else, though I reckon I can go in here. We'll do this. So my skill basically is just 2 free dice, but if I roll a 1 it actually hurts me, so it is a risk. Only on those 2. If I roll any of these don't really matter, they're just to try and hit this. And the reason the colours are important is because I can't put a yellow in here. Although that's a 5 and this is a 5, I can't put that yellow in there. Even if I cover this armour, I can't put it in there because it's a blue. But black, you can put anywhere. So we'll do this and this, and I'm going to put that over there. So I'm going to put this one in here. So now that I've dealt with the armour, I can start putting the other boxes in. So we'll do this. I'm going to join these 2 together so that I get this. let's put that and this. So this is my skill. Basically I can put any pink dice in here and then I can boost any of my other dice that are left in here by whatever that value was. So say I put the 2 in there, I can only use it once. So I put a 4 in there and I boosted the 1 up to a 5. So that goes in there now. So I can't cover this box here. Because it needs a yellow 3 and obviously all I've got left is a pink 2 and I haven't got any skills really at this point apart from that one I just used. Everything else here is just the healing bonuses that I had earlier. So I'm going to take one thing of time, and like I say, that doesn't, I don't lose, I still get to loot and everything. It doesn't really matter that I didn't completely finish it. Some of them have extra damage or something depending on what you actually face. I'm going to run away from this guy because he is actually too powerful for me. Certain enemies are better suited to certain heroes, because with the rogue I get a lot more pink dice than I do any of the others. You can see I've got 4 while I've only got 2 and 2 of these, and I've even added one of these yellow dice. So yeah, some enemies or traps are better suited to certain heroes. I'll take 2 of these. Okay, good. Let's put that there. This in here. I've done this easy. This is fine. Okay. I'm gonna end. Don't really want this. So this is fairly good. It's not great. This does give me items. Just basically mean you get an extra dice of whatever color this is. And then you get an extra health on some. So my one currently just gives me 1 strength and no 1 yellow dice or 1 strength, but no extra health. Whereas this would technically give me an extra health and a strength. But I'm at the limit at the moment. I can only carry 1 item. So if I take this, I have to replace the one that I did have. So I'm still at 2 strength. I just got 1 extra health. We did fight this guy before, right? So I'm going to try him again. I think that's okay. Ooh, nice roll. So although I do need 3 blues, and I've only got 2 blue dice, I can still use these down here to deal with it as well. The armour is pretty damn terrible right here though. I've only got 4 and I need 11, so I'm going to try and re-roll. Oops. I'm going to try and re-roll one of these and hope I get a higher number. Okay, still not very good. So we'll put that in there anyway. We'll use this on this. Make that go up. We're going to combine this and this, and we're going to finish that. So now I can actually start doing stuff. We're going to do that, this one, and unfortunately I can't put this in here because it's the wrong colour. So you can see down here I'm still taking that 1 health from this one. So unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that at this point. So what I'm going to do instead is change those into a 3 and then put it on that one. So I will take a point of damage, but again it doesn't matter because I've still got 6 health. I'll just go down to 5. You'll see there, so it says I've got 5 health. I'm going to just take the EXP, that will level me up. And now I can take more items. So leveling up gives you a potion, and it does give me 1 black dice this time, but really it doesn't actually do anything straight away for you that much. It just increases the limit that you can have of items and skills. So you can see now there's no more warning here for my items, so I can actually pick stuff up, which is good. I'm going to go into this one. That guy has a thing where he just hurts you automatically, so I took an extra damage there for fighting him. Nice rolls. Okay, so he has no armor, so I can put these dice anywhere at all, and we'll just deal with whatever we have. So I'm going to do this, this. I'm going to do that. Got 5 here, can go there. That can go there. This can go here. And that goes there. What do I need? 11. Okay, that's fine. Yep, we're done. Don't even need to use my skills or anything because we've just beaten this guy. And I'm going to take this. Dice are always useful to have, but if they have the health, it's really nice. And traps are great because they're easier, especially for the rogue. The rogue's really good at traps because you're pretty much always guaranteed to have the purple on traps or pink, whatever. Actually, didn't really want to use this, so I'll just use 1. Okay, great. Because I get 1 because I leveled up. I get 1 automatically now anyway, and I can crush this. I probably don't even need the blacks. No, I don't even need the blacks at all. It doesn't make any difference. It's just blacks kind of help you. For any classes, can use blacks, and you can combine your other dice. So even technically, if you're all crap against a creature, you can combine the dice that you have the most of into blacks. It takes 2 to make 1, obviously, and it always gives you the lowest number. So say you put a 5 and a 3 in there, you get the 3 out, no matter what. But it does help. So I'm going to take this blue here just because that's great. I'm running out of time, so you'll see eventually I will need to go down in a minute. So I've hit the limit again, but I can always replace one of the items I do have with this if I want to. So if it was better or whatever, we're going to technically do it with this. Tell you what, I'm going to actually try. No, I'm going to climb over it. It's fine. We'll skip it this time, just in case I do roll that one, because that would really hurt me. Because once you run out of time, if you go too far over time, it will start hurting you. Instead of taking time, you will start taking actual damage, and that's to sort of force you to go to the next floor. Otherwise, you would just stay here and keep on getting items and EXP and whatever. We're gonna, although this is quite a nice skill, I might take it. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, so now we're going to want to go down. So you see it's giving me a heart up here now instead of the egg timer thing. And if I get 3 of those, then it will go across to here and give me 1 damage. But I'm going to go down because I don't want to take any more extra damage. And because I've gone down, that extra bonus that I've got from playing through the game as the rogue a few times before has given me 1 extra health back, which is really nice. Okay, so again, these are all randos. Oh, this guy's actually pretty damn tough. He's really tough because of the fact that he immediately gets rid of your 1s and 3s, which is huge because that means normally you can use your crappy dice on skills down here, and you can use, like you see here, this only needs 2 in a blue or black. So I could use a 1 and a 1. I could use like a 1 blue and a 1 black, or I could use a 2 black, or even whatever, and I'd get a 5. A blue die for a 5, so this would be perfect for this. But because he gets rid of the 1s and the 3s, you're very unlikely to actually have any dice that you can put in here. So this guy really is quite a pain to fight. You end up having like no dice left. Okay, we're gonna yeah, we'll just run through. We'll skip that, I think. This is risky, so I do need to roll a 6, but I did. Oh, I've got 3 6s. Wow. And that is a guaranteed 6. Like, I can't put a 5 and a 1 in here or anything like that. It has to be a 6. Whereas for this box, it doesn't matter. You can put in, because it's wider, you can put in as many dice as you like. Still at the item limit, so we may as well take... I'm going to take this, because I think the blue dice will really help, especially against the boss. I tend to forget to actually use it, but having just 3 extra dice, even though they're blue, like, it doesn't matter, I can still combine them into a black if I needed to. It's just such a big help. So this guaranteed 6 is still here because that's part of the level, like the second floor's extra challenge, as it were. But again, even if I don't roll a 6, I can technically just ignore this and just take the 1 damage. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I did roll a 6 there though, so I'm fine again. And I also do have the ability, a skill down here that lets me add +1, which is one of the skills I've picked up while playing. And you'll get like random skills assigned to your like playthrough. So there are other ones, like there's one where you can just put any pink dice in and you'll get a guaranteed 6 pink, which would also be really good against that. But this one is a little bit weaker, but it basically, if I did get a 5, I didn't get a 6 but I got this 5, I could just +1 to my 5 and then also deal with it that way. That would work fine. So you see, with this additional 6 to deal with, it actually does get a lot more challenging to deal with the traps and stuff, because I've already got 1 dice left at this point, but we still did it easily. And again, so there's the one I was just talking about. Here's the skill. See, I can put in any pink dice, or I could technically put in a black 1 here. So even if I had, let's say, 2 blue ones, I could combine them into a black 1 and then put that in here and I'd get a pink 6. So, you know, there are ways to use these skills which are very like unorthodox, but they do work out really well. So this guy's a bit of a pain as well, because she will automatically get rid of one of your items. You get to choose, which is nice, but at the same time you will actually lose a dice. It's technically you're losing a dice and possibly a health before you even start fighting her, which is a little bit of a pain. And especially this is a pain for the rogue, because you can see there's no pink here for me to actually counter with my dice, and yet most of my dice are pink, so there is definitely an issue there. So I'm going to run away from her and hope for something easier. Okay, this is a double pink, so I'm going to try and run through. I think we're going to just roll the 1, just because it was a little bit close last time. And I didn't get a 5 or a 6 here, so you can see now we do have an issue where I'm at this point where I can actually get a 6, and I can't use this in traps. I forgot to mention that bit. So that does actually hinder me a little bit. It's a 2. Okay, so we are kind of in a bad place, but again I can just take the 1 damage. That's not too bad. And I'm going to have to, because there's nothing I can do. Like if I combine these, it doesn't give me a 6, it would give me a 3, and like, they're already black, so that's basically just chucking the 4 away. It's telling me I can use this spell down here, but this won't actually do anything. I'll just show you, like if I do this, because it's giving me a blue dice and I'm only allowed pink or black, if I do this, it gives me a warning, see, and it says you will not be allowed to gain blues or yellows. So you would practically just waste that dice, is what it's telling me. Okay, invisibility is a nice potion. Gives you basically, you can just skip the fight and actually just loot something, which I'm going to take, and then that way I can go in and deal with this guy, and then I can use this right here and just skip him. So do I want to take the strength instead of the blue, or did I just level up? This gives me this is free, and I get a free roll, gets on traps. I'm going to take this. This is nice. Oh, I'm at the limit. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. gives me a reroll or increase. That's the 6. This is a blue. Maybe I should take this one. But this is only traps. Oh, I really shouldn't have taken this skill. Damn it. There's the problem with this game is there's no way to cancel your option. Like, I can't actually back out of this now because I would rather not take this. But I'll take it for there. I guess it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, that was a mistake. Not really going to affect me because I'm still in a very good position, but it wasn't the right move. Okay, so this is one of the guys that doesn't actually let you loot it unless you deal with all of these armor boxes. You don't have to cover all the boxes, but you do have to make sure you cover all of the armor. And in some of the tougher dungeons, which have like armor over in the actual floor bonuses as well, that can be a real pain. But we will go in. Oh, I get Crushing Blow as well, which I do actually want. So I could replace Steady Hands with Crushing Blow. That would be quite nice. So we're going to go in. We're going to roll 2 of these. Okay, there's a 1, so you're going to see I take some damage and also my time starts going away. It's just part of the effect of rolling a 1 there. So I need to deal with the armor first, so we'll do this. My god, I have such terrible rolls here. Okay, we're going to put that in there and then get a 5 out of there as well, so that can go in there when it's ready. This can go over here when it's ready. This one will go in there. This one goes here. Okay, let's do that and get a 6. That can go there. Okay, so that's all the armor done, so we will get to loot this guy at the very least. Okay, let's do this and this. If I add 2 to that gives me 4. I can add 2 to this, that gives me 4. So I can't get the 6, I don't believe. So yeah, I can just get the 4. Well, we'll just do it this way. That's fine. Just add that to that. Okay. So I'm going to take 1 damage 1 time, but the time doesn't matter, but the damage will just hurt me. But it's fine. I do want this, and I'll probably remove this one. Okay, so I do get to level up, gives me another potion. And it does let me take more items and skills, which is good. Okay, so we're at the last floor now, and then the boss will come. After this one, we're going to run away from this guy, because I don't want to fight those. So definite strategy is to just keep choosing your fights very carefully. So you see these are white right now. You may have noticed that when you're fighting traps, whatever one you pick, so if I pick the blue, these also become blue, whereas if I pick the pink, these also become pink. So while the blue is technically easier, and I do have 3 dice, right, you'd think that rolling 3 dice to get a 6 would be easy, but then I also have to deal with these as well. I do get the blacks, but technically it's still easier to deal with the rush through for me. We'll skip this. Hopefully I get a 6. It's not looking good. Yeah, because I got rid of that skill that I had here for the +1s, I'm actually not able to deal with this. I don't think I can deal with it anyway, actually, by the looks of things. Oof, that is so close. I literally had just enough dice to deal with that, so I'm going to take another point of damage, but that's fine. Okay, so dodge is quite nice for a rogue, because you can use any pink dice, or any black, technically, in here, and you will just reduce any consequence by 1, and if you're fighting a boss, it reduces it by 2. which is really nice, and I will take it because that is actually really handy. The bosses do so much damage that being able to dodge just 2 can sometimes just make sure they do nothing to you, which is really great. We'll use this. I think we'll use 2 of those. Oh, level 3, okay, whatever. It's doable and it's still useful. I mean, I can use 2 frees here to deal with that, so that'll be fine. I do need some form of higher numbers though, please. Okay, so let's do that for now to get a 6 there. We don't really need that, so we'll put that there. That one goes there. This can go. Oh no, that needs a 5. Okay. Let's do 1 and 2 there, and then we can do this one. So that will deal with that. That deals with that. Okay, that would have to go there. Right, this can go there. Well, this is a bit of a pain in the AE. For a 6. 4 for the 6. I can't really do an awful lot different here, I don't think. This does give me a 5 actually, so I can do that. Wait, I can technically use this to do it though. So we'll do that. I can deal with a 4, but I'm just trying to work out if I can deal with this 6 or not. I think I can actually. If I do this and this, it gives me a 3, but then if I do this, I can increase that to a 6. And then all I have is a 4, but unfortunately it's the wrong colour. And you need 2 dice to combine, so that's not going to do me any good, but it's only 2 time damage, like 2 time, not health, so it's fine. I can just ignore that, really. Doesn't really hurt. Okay, we'll take the extra blue dice. So we're almost at the boss now, we're getting there. So there's not really any point trying to level up now. You can see it takes a lot of, I don't know how clear that will be, but it takes, what, 3, 6, 10 by the looks of it, 10 points of experience, and you can see most of them are only worth 2 or 3 points each, so it's going to take a long time to actually get there. Yeah, we'll go in here, but there's no pink in this one, which is obviously going to make this a lot more difficult. So we will gamble, and we will gamble. I think I'm going to do 2 because I need a 5 and a 6. I need a guaranteed 5. If I don't get this 5, I'm going to take this damage as well, because I need to deal with a 5 before I'm allowed to even deal with this box. So, oh my god, I got so many high numbers here. Look at that, that's crazy. Actually just slaughtered this trap. I still have 2 6s and a 5 left over. That's insanely good rolls. Okay, we're going to just take one of those. The more dice, the better. I could try and fight this guy. I could even technically just use a potion. But I think I'm going to just open the doors, and fight something that's behind here instead, because it's bound to be easier. Yeah, we'll go in here. This is fun. Yeah, we'll do the gamble. I'm going to gamble with 1 and just pray I don't hit a 1. Okay, that's fine. And yet here, all I get is low numbers, but whatever, right? It's fine. We can deal with this. Okay, so I'm going to use that first to get 6 for this. I need a 2 for this one. I need a 4 for this one. This guy is a bit more of a pain because he, if any boxes are empty, I'm going to lose those 2 times, which technically isn't a problem. It will just mean I have to go down or I'm pretty much guaranteed to go down to the next floor, but if you can avoid that would be great. So the 5 can go there. I do need a 6 at some point, that 5 can go there. So what else have I got? I've got a guaranteed 6 from that one, but I don't think that's really that useful. I guess it's okay. I can do that. So if I combine this and this, I get a 6, which can go in there. If I combine this and this, that gives me a 4, so I need that one to go there. That's that, this is this, that's that one. That can go there. Taking 4 time, and then I'm going to note that is just 4 time in total. So this won't actually hurt me, so it's fine. I can technically ignore that, but I might possibly be able to do this a little bit better if I do, say, this and then dodge. I'm only taking 3 time. Just trying to work out there is actually an even better way, but it doesn't look like it. Although I could take, I can take this off, increase that by 2, and I get 4. No, that doesn't help. No, because that's a 4. No, that doesn't help. Okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. We'll just take the dodge and just take 3 time. So I'm going to just take the XP, even though it's pointless. I don't really need the strength. Would kind of help against the boss though, right? Yeah, it's slightly more useful to me, I think, to take the strength. So we'll do that instead. I'll take this instead of this one. Okay, so we're going to go down. I'll heal for 1 point. I don't need to heal this yet, so I'm just going to skip that. So now we're fighting the boss, and you can see the boss does way more damage. He does 11 to you by default. So if I didn't cover anything, he's going to do 11 damage, which is enough to kill me instantly. So yeah, they're definitely a lot more of a struggle, and also you have to deal with the 2 armor up here for this boss, which can be annoying. So we're going to deal with that. Okay. And you're not allowed to put blacks in this. So although I've dealt with the armor, I'm not allowed to deal damage to him while using a black. You see these 6s here have little skulls, which means that's how you hurt him. He has 6 health, so you have to go at least 2 rounds. It's probably going to be more than that, but you have to go at least 2. So we're going to do this, and then it's the 5. I can technically take one of those out, I think. So I'm going to try and do as much as possible. I can take that out and put that there. Okay. We can combine both of these to make that. Oh, but I need the... I suppose I can do with this. And then that goes there. So I'm taking 2 damage and doing 1 currently. But I can also expend this into here and ignore my 2 damage, but I'll only do 1 to him. So it's not great, but at least it's a win in my book, because I'm not taking any damage and yet I'm doing 1, so I did win the round. And I do get to heal 1 as well, which is actually really nice. And I forget, but I do have blue dice here, which I could have used. I forgot. I'll probably try and use them this round. Okay, so there's those 2 5s that I need straight away to deal with that. We'll use the dexterity to get the 6 up here. So we're doing 1 point of damage at least. That's good. Okay, we'll do this. We'll see if we can do 16 here. We're actually doing 15, which is kind of annoying. I could technically +1. I kind of want to keep the 6s for the extra bit of damage there, but I need to get at least 1 more point there, so we will do this for now, and then we'll do that. I'm going to use this so I can roll my extra 3 blues. Okay, so there's a 5 and a... Oh, and I get an extra health thing from my buffs. So these buffs are really helping a lot at the moment. Okay, let's do that. And that's another 5 for me to use at some point. Okay, so if we combine both of these, we get a 5, which lets me deal with that. So now I'm just taking 1 damage, but I'm doing 2. Now I'm just trying to work out, is there any way I can take a 6 out of here and turn that into a better number for me? If I combine the 5, I think technically this is overkill, but if I do this and then this, I think I'm good. I think I've covered everything. Yes. So I kept the pink there on purpose. I know technically I wasted a 5 to make it 2, and I could have just made a 1, but I wanted to make sure I had it ready for the dodge, and it had to be a pink. So if I was still going to take damage, I would be able to dodge it anyway. But I just wanted to make sure I could do as much damage as possible, so I'm doing 3 now this turn. So I've almost got it. Just got to do 2 more in this round, or then whatever. I mean, you don't technically have to do any damage. As long as you block these, you'll just take the 3 damage from him. And I can dodge 2 of those, and then technically I heal 1 per round anyway, so realistically I'm not actually that scared about it from this guy. So we'll do this to get that, and then that. Okay, so we're going to do this and this for now, so that's guaranteed to kill him. If I can keep these 2 here, he's dead, because he only has 6 health maximum. So we want to just try and see if we can improve that in any way. So if I do this, 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 okay, and then combine both of these into a 6 by using that. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 damage, but I'm going to kill him in this turn. There's no way I can improve that, I don't believe. I could technically take this 2 out and make it into a 5, but if I do that, I still need an extra 1 here. I mean, I can use the potion here, like that's fine, like to completely finish him off. If I do that, then that will be fine as well. So I can take this up here. If I do a 5 and a 3, that gives me 3, not 4. So if I do that, let's do that and that, and then we combine both of these. Oh, I could have just used the skill, never mind. Whatever, so that's that, and then that. There we go, so now I'm taking 0 and 3. Even better. And we'll kill him by 1 extra. And that's that. Game over. Well, victory, but whatever. Game over for the dragon. And that's on the hardest difficulty, but against the easiest boss. So, yeah. And the other bosses are definitely harder. Like, it's not so much that the boss boss is harder, although the bosses are different, like they have different requirements. It's more the actual dungeon itself has different requirements. Like there's some where you'll just it will like reduce your black dice by 1, which is a really big deal. Which means like black dice can never be a 6, and it really does hurt trying to go in against like those sort of events. We'll just increase this. Doesn't really matter what else they increase, so we'll just do that. I like the way they've laid this out as well. It's like, you see the green? If you play the easiest dungeon, you can only increase the green. So basically you can only get the very basic skills with the easy dungeon, and then you have to get to the medium dungeon to increase, like, to finish off the second skill down, and then you have to go for the hardest dungeons to actually finish off the last skills, which are technically, I suppose, supposed to be the best, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I mean, there's certainly a lot of good ones on the healing. Like, just making sure that you have full health all the time is a really big bonus. You see that I finished with like no damage in my actual playthrough there. So yeah, it's a fun game. I do like it, and obviously it does get easier because of my bonuses that I got. There's no way, as a new rogue, I would have been able to finish on veteran difficulty. Even in the easiest dungeon, really, I think you have to get very lucky. And it can definitely happen, especially with the armor rolls, which I find annoying. Like, if you get an armor box that requires a 5 or a 6, and you don't actually get a 5 or a 6, especially at the start of the game when you have like very few skills to sort of change that around, or if it's against a trap or something, it can completely wreck you because you'll take so much damage because you're not allowed to deal with any of the other boxes. You can take so much damage, it will just completely ruin the run. Your run can literally end like right there, and that's a real big pain. I think that armor boxes should all be large. I think that would make it much easier, so that way at least you could minimize at least some of the damage, even if you had to spend like say 3 dice to block the armor, but then you still had a few dice that you could put into like at least try and minimize a bit of the damage that you would be taking, rather than just instantly failing. Like, I've had that actually happen where I've rolled all my dice and not been able to deal with an armor box, and then you can't do anything, and you just take that full amount of damage from a guy, and it's just insane how quickly your run will end after that. But yeah, I guess that's part of the fun. Like, sometimes you just want to be able to say, well, I failed, but it wasn't my fault.